Good Monday morning. It is good to have you here. It is the morning break. I'm not feeling this music right off the bat. We continue in our search for morning break music. Some people felt like the original morning break music wasn't what they thought morning break music should be. So, during the late part of April and now into May, we have been on the search, on the hunt for new music. Now, I'm going to say it. I assume you wondered how long it was going to be before I said it. That May the 4th be with you. I was thinking about this. I've seen several of them. Never I don't know if I've seen any of them in the theater, but I've seen several. I was not a big sci-fi guy, but they're okay. I'm not saying I didn't have an interest. But Star Wars wasn't my big thing. Don't know why. I was into sports. I think, and honestly, I think that becomes the thing. Is like I spent so much time with sports that rarely did like sci-fi and stuff come in. There was some. I was trying to think of what I liked. I can't think of any of sci-fi. Oh yes. Okay. I do have one because it was on really late. So I used to work what's called evening drive from. I was at the station from usually like 5 o'clock until 11. The radio station was early on, so this is like early 20s. And I would get home at like 12:30, 12 o'clock, and Star Trek Next Generation was on. And I got kind of into that because like I was working weird hours. So I guess, yeah, that's my sci-fi. But may the 4th be with you. We are glad you're here. It is the morning break. I am Rob Patz. It is Mondays with Molly. Molly will be with us here momentarily. A lot of interesting stuff going on though in the world. By the way, and this kind of fits in with this story. So, Devil Wears Prada, #1 movie, but the backlash on this movie, holy smokes! People talking about how it's kind of let them down. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I have seen the original a couple of times with different people. But so yeah, top of the box office, $77 million. Which hey, it's not a bad day, but yes, a lot of people feeling very angry about that. I don't know why. We'll find out. I think I've got some stuff that we're gonna do. Look in cam. It's the My Snackies. It's my hyphen snackies look in cam, and that is Port Huron, Michigan. Beautiful this morning. It is really beautiful in this part of the world. Not that I'm near Port Huron, but I'm not far away. Beautiful time right now. It's kind of spring here, but yet still kind of cool, so it looks brisk. Thanks to the great folks at my-snackies.com with the look in cam. And there's other stuff going on besides may the 4th be with you. And this is the one that I like because I'm like I love orange juice. And I don't know if it's just different generations or what. Like when I was a kid, orange juice was like a staple with breakfast. And of course, then we found out it's like full of sugar and it's not really all that good for you. But today is National Orange Juice Day. And I always like to find out this because I think it tells a lot about your personality too. Are you a pulp free or a pulp person? That's my thing. I love oranges too. So that's kind of like my winter thing is though I love to peel an orange. Usually this tells you how single I was for how long I was. I would do it over the sink. I didn't even care. I just like peeled the orange over the sink. And so that, yeah, those are my things. Hey, listen, I want to take time to thank the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. Now, this month we're going to have the founders of 7 Weeks Coffee on the show, but you can't beat the coffee. It's amazing. Great way to start your Monday. 7 Weeks Coffee. Now, here's the thing I'm going to tell you, which my wife told me: you need to order the variety pack. Get 4 different kinds. Now, whether you're like me and love grind your own coffee so you get whole bean, or they have the ground, they even have the K cup. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I love K cups because they're quick and easy. But to be honest with you, to be fully disclosing my thoughts, I love the whole bean because I have a really neat um grinder. And so I love that. It kind of like is the start of my day. It's like it makes me feel like I've accomplished something early on in the day. 7weekscoffee.com. That's 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. Now, here's the other thing. Go to the website, whether you do it on your phone or online. And here's the reason why. Because they told me I can't tell you what the specials are on the website because they're so good. And they also are so limited. So they may not be there by the time you even see this. But they are running some incredible stuff. 7 Weeks Coffee. Go to 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when we come back. It is, of course, Mondays with Molly.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy. A life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Thanks to great folks at 7weekscoffee.com. That's 7weekscoffee.com. Remember, use the promo code ATV10 when you order. You know, I was distracted over here, and I got to be honest with you. This is not good. When you're on TV, radio, you shouldn't be distracted. You should be focused, laser focused. You should be like you and me. It's just like right here. But I'm not. I was distracted. Listen, this morning I posted on Axe Social. You know, we've talked about it a lot. It's one of the fastest growing social media platforms in the world. Here's the problem. I got distracted because I still have my notifications on. And I posted this video this morning. It's about our 4th anniversary for Abundant TV. Tomorrow marks 4 years for Abundant TV. And I posted on there because if you know, Pedro the Pinata was on yesterday when we recorded. So Pedro's on there. And if you know Pedro. Anyway, well, the folks over at Axe Social, they love Pedro. So check out axsocial.com. That's Axe, ACTSS social. You know how you spell social.com. And go follow me. Find out great things that are going on over there. It is the fastest growing network. You don't have to worry about all the things that kind of come with social media that you don't like. So go to axsocial.com. That's ACTS social.com. Find us, find Abundant TV, all kinds of neat stuff over there. Hey, listen, it is Monday. It is Mondays with Molly. Good.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I got to see this pinata, so I'm going to go over to Axe Social. I got to see this. I got to see Pedro. What's up with Pedro?
Pedro the Pinata. Tomorrow marks our 4th anniversary for Abundant TV, and we're super pumped about that. It is going to be awesome. Also, another great show going to be on tomorrow night, Salted at 9:00. So it's a big deal, big night for everybody involved. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are so thankful for that. Also, one other thing I want to mention, because I may forget, the National Day of Prayer this Thursday live. We are the only place on app that you can watch it. We have an
Mm,
exclusive to be able to watch it live, 8 p.m.
amazing.
Eastern time. And so that's very cool. Mondays with Molly. Now, did you watch the original Devil Wears Prada?
I did.
Now, have you watched the new one?
I have not. I totally forgot that that was coming out. But I saw it, but it just like slipped my mind. So I have not. When you talked about it earlier, I'm like, I'm gonna have to go fill myself in. I have no idea what's going on.
And here's the kind of, I don't know if it's really backlash or what it is, but people are upset because the movie is different. Well, come on, people. It was like 20 years ago, wasn't it? It was about, I think it was about 20 years ago.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, things are going to change. People get older. None of us are going to look the same, you know?
Mm. Well,
And
the
that I think,
nothing beats an original too. It's like we all have these high hopes, and there's some series where they knocked it out of the park with maybe a second and third, but it's rare. So it's like people put it up on a pedestal, and then it's just like, hello, like, come on.
how are you going to match up to that? It was a killer movie.
It
Anyway,
was good.
77 million. Here's the other thing. Have you ever flown into Newark?
I have never flown into New York. No.
Well, you should feel yourself very lucky. Over the weekend, though, a plane coming from Europe whacked a light pole. Did you see this?
Oh, I'm sure that's a headline that is just waiting to pop. It's gonna pop up on my feed now because we're talking about it. So
Yes,
the
because
minute
we're
we get
talking
off
about it.
here, here we are.
Completely. Oh, completely. But I'm just thankful he grace of God moment. I have to believe because that you don't hit a light pole with a plane and it not affect the plane more. They landed the plane safely, which was great.
That is good.
Video there's this delivery guy who gets hit with the pole. It is, let's just put it this way. I fly a lot and I'm now freaking out like because it's sometimes I gotta be honest, especially certain airports, you come in low and you're like, this feels uncomfortable. There's a couple airports that I was thinking like Denver, sometimes you feel like you're just coming in weird. There is Bentonville, Arkansas. Okay, so Bentonville, Arkansas, which is the home of Walmart. I used to fly in there for a client. Um, that airport is really tiny and it feels really funky. There are a couple of, I have a couple of airport stories, but yes, Newark is just not a good airport. I'm sorry. If you're from New Jersey and you love that airport, I'm really sorry. It is how bad it is. I'll fly to JFK first, and I don't like JFK. So those I avoid.
It's never a good sign when there's an airport story, right? Nothing good comes out of an airport story. I mean, maybe you get
Oh,
some of these welcome home videos with soldiers or people coming from long trips. That's
yes.
about it. Other than that, it's like all these stories that have come up over the last couple years of all the chaos that are happening with airplanes. It does not build like confidence and like, okay, well, I mean, you never know when you get into a plane. Like I have to fly out to Florida in a couple weeks and it's just like, all right, well, just protect me, Lord, and that's it. Like
Yes.
that's all we got.
By the way, before we go any farther, Molly and I did not color coordinate ahead of time, but we're in the same
Brown.
field. And it's funny. I just looked at it, I was like, oh my word. So by the way, also over the weekend, Spirit Airlines, speaking of airline stories,
Mm,
they go away. Um, again, I'm not crying over that one.
I'm not
That they
surprised.
no. That, if you've ever flown, and I did a couple of times,
I did
not on
too.
purpose,
Every time
not
I did it,
on
I regretted it. I was like, "Why am I
yes.
doing this? Why?"
Yes, and this is the thing that people are, "Oh, I'm gonna hate it, I'm gonna miss it," and I'm like, "No." And
There's
here's the fun
Frontier, there's other ones, like, you have other cheap options, go find them.
yes, and here's the funny thing is if you start adding up all the stuff, it really wasn't that cheap.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, "Oh, here's the ticket price," but then it's like $70 to $90. So speaking of bags being expensive, I was booking a flight, with Southwest and they no longer have the free bag. And so the ticket I was trying to book was it's telling me it was gonna be $90 for a bag. I was like, "There's no way." So I, like, went and, like, did my research because 'cause I'm like, you couldn't have just gone from free to $90." And then it was up to 90. All the is it oversized? Is it a second bag? Whatever, whatever. So it was like 30 or 35, $40 typical. But I'm just like, yeah, bag fees, it will to and from, you might as well go for the better airline.
I I do, and that's I just especially listen, if you're a traveler, get the credit card for like your favorite airline. It
Yes.
will help so much. And I don't know. That's my thing there.
That's a 2
And
cents.
but it is airlines. I love to fly. So I'm one of those people that I love going on an airline. Like I'm the guy that gets to the airport like 2.5, 3 hours early.
Me too. I cannot just
Because
walk on, that's too stressful. I like to just sit
oh,
and just okay.
so exactly. You get yourself together. Now my wife and I a trip it was in February. We did we did a little different version of what we normally do. Normally fly out of Detroit. We flew out of Fort Wayne, which landed us in Detroit. It was a time thing. It worked out for us to fly. So we literally had 3 hours in Detroit. So we tried every Delta Sky Club in the whole system. We've never done that before. It was by the way, 3 hours is way too long.
That's long.
Just for reference for anybody, don't do a 3 hour layover anywhere. I don't understand that, but we did eat at every one of those. And it was kind of one of those things you now can say you did it,
Mhm.
but you wouldn't want to do it regularly. But so that's my story. So what should we be motivated about on this Monday, Molly?
What should we be motivated about? That is a great question. Every time Rob brings this up, I'm just like, all right, where do we what's some motivation to help somebody get started on this Monday? One of the things that was coming up to me this morning is, and this is going to be just, it's going to sting with a little bit of truth, but it should motivate us. We want everybody around us to be truthful, right? Like we want people to not lie to us. We want us to tell them the truth, like everybody tell the truth. But why do we lie to ourselves about the goals we're going after? About like, oh, well, maybe I'll do that tomorrow, or it's really not that bad, or whatever. Like we just kind of lie to ourselves of like, it's not that bad, or I can wait, or we're making excuses. You don't want somebody to do that to you, so why are you doing that to you? So I want to like jump in here, and we're in May, which is just crazy, the fact to think that we're already in May.
Yes.
But I feel like in two blinks we'll be in summer, and then it's the end of summer, and here we are at Christmas already. But it's never too late to be like, whatever goal I set for this year, even if you felt like you just kept putting those excuses and it's going behind you, put it in front of you of what can I do to get one step closer today? It's just one step closer. Be honest with yourself. And so I was just thinking about that. Like so often we're not honest with ourselves and we justify as to why it's okay. So the motivation piece is it's okay. Forgive yourself, move on, but like let's create a plan in order for us to get towards those goals. Cause you're not going to be at the end of the year being like, oh darn, I'm so bummed I accomplished this goal and this goal and this goal. You'll never do that. But you will say, darn, here I go again. I did not accomplish this goal, this goal, this goal, or at least make progress towards it. So instead of like ending the year with regret, like I'll just shove it into January and then it goes to the next January, like start now. And sometimes people even have the mindset of we're going into summer, or right now it's like graduations, Mother's Day, Father's Day, events on all types of events. But it's like you can do a little bit each week. And if you're like me, it has to be in the calendar, set aside time, even if it's like washing my car. I get in my car every day, but I have to remind myself we need to go wash the car. Like there are certain things I do daily that I have to put in my calendar, otherwise it won't happen. So make a plan for it and just start building that like checklist of like, let's get after it. And you will be so glad that you did.
Well, I think too, here's the thing that people I fall into this category is I don't like small beginnings. I don't like
Mm,
things where it's small. God gave me that verse this past week, and it was mostly a reminder to me that hey, listen, sometimes the small things are amazing. And so I've really um tried to kind of just get in that headspace where I don't have to have $1 million sale this week. If I get a small sale, then I'm just as happy because sometimes those are building blocks to something
yes.
much bigger. And I think that's kind of I think we live in a society now where we look at Instagram, we look at all these different places, TikTok or in Act Social, even all those things, and we look at everyone else, and comparison is a killer because you look at everybody else and you go, why am I not there? Well, what you
Mm,
just said is so true. Is if you don't start something, and this is a great time of year because you're in spring. It's time of new beginnings.
yes.
So start something that maybe at the end of last year you went, you know what, man, I want to get my own website done. I'm going to get my own, which I have my domain name, but I haven't done anything with it, which I've had for like a bunch of time. And I keep telling myself I'm going to do robpatz.com and get it done. It's not done. But it's sitting there. And so, but maybe you have something like that, or maybe it's something small. And I think for me, it's like, I'll tell you, Molly, one of the things since the first of the year is being more mindful about the sugar that I eat.
Mm. That's huge. Yeah, being mindful. I mean, it's like you said, the little habits. So it's like maybe you're eating, I don't know, you have like a candy bar a day or something like that, or you're eating a ton of fruit because even good sugar, too much of it is not a good thing. So it's being mindful. I love that you said mindful. Mindful is such a good word of just like, okay, how can I replace this with something that maybe drink more water? If you're feeling thirst, if you're feeling like you want some sugar, drink more. I mean, it's not going to solve the problem, but you're training your body like, no, we actually need something else. So, yes, just even little bits. And I was even thinking, even from a financial standpoint, when it comes to savings, like even if you saved $50 a month for the whole year, times that by 5 years, that's $3,000. Now, that may not seem like a lot in 5 years, or maybe you did $100 a month and that doubles to 6 grand. Maybe that $50 is like $50 a month is going towards some debt or something. But we think if I can't pay off the whole thing, or if I can't save the whole thing, then forget it. But $50 a month is like not like a ton, and maybe it is a lot for somebody, but it's like, what can you do and then be disciplined to just be like, okay, we're not doing this, or we're setting this aside. Same with sugar, same with anything. And I've had those too. I actually put up a story yesterday where I can't trust a box of mochi in my freezer. Strawberry mochi, I can't do it because within 24 hours the whole thing is gone. And if you don't know what mochi is, it's basically like ice cream wrapped in dough. It's phenomenal, but the
Oh.
whole thing will be gone in like less than 24 hours. And I'm like, okay, we can't get this for a while because I don't have any discipline around it. It's
Oh.
very hard.
That's my thing with like chocolate cake. If it comes into the house, it's got to be finished. I mean, I think it's an
No
accomplishment
waste.
thing. I think we're going, yeah, we gotta get this done. And I
There's
think
Rob
that
going big again with the cake or anything else.
yes, anything you gotta go big, go home. That's the way it should be. And then you go, man, I gotta go to Puerto Rico. My family's going to Puerto Rico in like 2 months. I do not want to look like that guy on the beach. So
You don't want to
I'm
look like the person who just ate a whole chocolate cake. You're like, shoot,
yes,
like what, like where do we find a balance here?
that's always the big thing. So I'm on that kick right now of trying to eat smarter and be smarter and that stuff. But it really was God really kind of went, you know what? Small beginnings are sometimes are that point, and I think this is so true also. Small beginnings sometimes are the place where God uses you to kind of define what it is. Because if He gave you everything at first,
Mm,
you're going to be overwhelmed. But
yeah.
sometimes, like you can learn the mechanism in the small.
That's so good. I love that you said that because the older I've become and the Lord really highlighting, there's a reason why I haven't given you the whole thing. And I'm like, because He's actually had things play out. And I'm like, I would have known that. I for sure wouldn't have done it. So I'm actually now, I am grateful. But yes, it's just building that faith. And you know what? Little things do add up the compounding effect. Look it up. It's a principle like for all things, everything compounds good or bad, but we're only going to focus on the good things of like, what do we want to go towards? We're in the middle, almost the middle of the year. It is not over. It is not done. It is not, oh, I don't have enough time. We serve a God who redeems time. And it's like what you maybe could have done on your own in 6 months, God can do in like 60 days. So it's like we
Mhm.
keep we'll put them in this box, but it's like we just have to make those steps forward and then the Lord can work with that. And then you can also work with that because you're like, oh, look, I see progress. I'm a checklist person. So I'm like, I love being able to see the progress and be like, ching, 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 ching. So then in my mind, even if I'm thinking, wow, I didn't get much done today, I go back and look at my checklist for the day, my list, and I'm like, oh, you that's a lie. Like we got some things done because I need a reminder to remind myself we are being proactive and productive.
I think checklists, by the way, help you stay focused
Oh,
because
yes.
otherwise, especially in the society we live in now, even more than like 10 years ago, is your email. I mean, there are days where I'll get 150 emails.
Oof.
And if I'm in, oh yeah, like I didn't check it like the last 2 days because we were doing stuff, I try to unplug on the weekends as much as possible. And I had 300 new emails.
Whew.
And you're like, okay, that's stressful. But if you just take and you have a checklist and say, hey, listen, I'm gonna knock out 10 today, or I'm gonna knock out 5. I try to do 10. That's like when I get through the weekend like this, I'll try to knock out 10 emails besides trying to keep up with what I have already coming in that day, which always kind of makes it worse. But
But it's
no,
a little
hey,
goal, little goal.
little goals.
It slowly picks away at the whole pile.
We got to talk about Salted tomorrow. Brand new episode of Salted tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Give everybody a sneak preview
A sneak
without telling too
preview.
much.
That's so hard. Well, it definitely has like a wellness tone to it because every time we're hearing from either some women or we're discovering here are some hot topics. Let's just say it's overall wellness and some hot takes on wellness and things that have worked for us, but also the rise in women, even older women, smoking marijuana. It's very interesting of like how that conversation played out. So definitely tune into it. No condemnation. So for anybody who is listening to this and something comes up, it's like it's an open conversation. And here's the thing, when we open up the conversation to really like talk about these things, I have a big story that I shared on there where I held a lot of shame in the closet with that particular topic, but God redeemed it. So it's like I love being able to, and there's so many different perspectives with all four of the women. So it's an incredible show. We dive in deep. It is a great topic to be able to share, to lean in. So don't miss it. It's going to be really, really good.
That's it. And don't confuse that with Hot Topics, the store, because we don't want you doing that. We want you
Nah,
watching
skip.
tomorrow night. Salted tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Also, catch Molly at her new time as she's moved from 6 p.m. to her new time at 11 a.m. starting today. So
Oh,
actually,
wow.
literally, you can like flip over and watch Molly again right after we're done here. That's like
Very
how
cool.
cool is that? And
I'll
so check
probably
that
change
out.
clothes. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I appreciate you so much. And just a quick update. How's your husband doing?
He's good. He is I'm not sure exactly how far he is through his basic training, but I get to see him in a couple weeks on June 5th. He is loving it. I'm hoping I'll get a letter or two this week cuz I get one phone call every 4 weeks. It's not nearly enough. It's
Oh,
usually about
wow.
5 minutes long, so it's a little brutal, but ultimately he's having a lot of fun. And there's a photographer there getting pictures. So every once in a while we see him pop up in a picture and we're seeing him enjoy himself. So I couldn't be more proud, but it'll be so
That's
nice to be able
awesome.
to see him in a couple weeks. And so he's doing great. Thank you for everybody for your thoughts, your kind words and prayers. It's definitely appreciated in the Gomez household.
Thank you so much, Molly. Hey, it's great being with you on Mondays with Molly. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, it has been another great edition. Where does the time go? It goes by way too fast. And I just like, why does it go by too fast? It's just fun because we get to spend time with you. And you know, you spend your time with us, and that has been the break. It's the morning break. I'm Rob Patz. We'll see you tomorrow.